Hey everybody, welcome back to the Baali Chronicles. It is our fourth session of the game that's kicking off tonight. And shit, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. Last time we didn't have Lemont. He was unavailable. He was out at his tattoo parlor doing work, getting some money in, maintaining his mask, while his two coterie mates were out and about gallivanting across Chicago, making deals with shady folk and doing stuff that is really kind of head shake worthy. But I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to run the game. So let's get down to it. So we're going to kick stuff off with the following evening. Not the night you guys all went out to the Elysiums and did all that crazy shit. It's going to be the next night after all of that. All right. So to start off, I'm just going to need a rouse check from everybody around for waking up in the evening after all the chaos of the night before. So we have Lemont, who did not roll one, gained a hunger. We have Sullivan, who did not roll a success and also gained a hunger. Preston's the only one who did not. So as Lemont and Sullivan wake up, you guys feel the beast taking its tithe as you reanimate your bodies for the following evening as the sun sets. Preston, you wake up just fine. You're not quite sure if it's that the beast didn't pull anything from you and your body was just fine to just open up and wake up on its own to bring your soul back to the physical realm, or if it could be all the dead rats that are around your bed.
Dead?
Drained of blood. Yes.
Shit.
That is a thing to wake up to.
I hope I didn't do that.
So when you're laying down in your bed, there's probably 2 or 3 on your chest, and then 1 at your feet.
Are there live ones running around anywhere?
You can hear them on the walls as you wake up. Because per normal, usually they're around a second or two after you're up and then they leave, but they're gone. You can hear them just skittering around inside behind the walls of the apartment, but there's none in your sleeping area.
Do the dead ones look like they've, are they like brutalized, like ripped open and all that? Or
They've definitely been bitten. That's clear.
Well, I will be disposing of the rat carcasses before everyone gets up.
So as they're still kind of coming to grips with their hunger for the evening, as it's clawing at them, you kind of sneak away into the kitchen and just dump these fucking rats in the trash.
Yeah, or like outside in the trash, like in the outside dumpster or something.
Okay. So you slide out, and you're like, yeah, nobody needs
I'll
to see
slip
this.
out. Yeah.
It is cold outside once you step outside into the evening. It's still, remember, it's still in February, so it's still pretty chill in the air. You walk out, kind of crunch through some of the snow that's left, and toss these rats in the dumpster and head back inside. As you're walking in, you hear scratching from the inside of the dumpster. Like, you toss them in, you hear them just like clang, clang, clang against the bottom of the dumpster, and then as you're walking back towards the house, you hear a little scritch, scritch, scratch. Like something's clawing at the inside of the dumpster. Nothing big. It's small, like a house cat or something like that, but something's definitely in there.
I'll go back and look.
So you go back and you reach over and pull the top of the dumpster up, and you look down inside, and those rats you just threw in here, they're being eaten by this feral cat. And when you pull back that opening, it looks up at you with this baleful glare. It can feel the beast in you, obviously, and you see its hackles raise on the back of its neck, and it starts to kind of pull back and like does that throaty growl. It's this really like matted fur black cat.
Fuck it. I'll close the lid, walk back inside.
You step in as your 2 coterie mates are waking up fully, getting dressed, getting prepared for the evening. Lemont, Sullivan, you guys wake up. You hear the door close as Preston walks back inside.
Everything good?
I probably won't think anything of it. I don't really know why he would go outside, but also I don't need to know every detail of his existence. So.
Right.
Yeah, all good.
Well, since Daddy needs to eat, Lemont is going to.
There's something we need to talk about before you go eat.
Yeah, that's fine. It can wait until after my shower.
I was fed on by that Porsche lady.
I don't know what Porsche lady you're referring to.
I assume she's in Elysium regularly. She was moving around like she belonged there. So, but she drank my memories.
I don't understand what you mean.
I felt her when she was feeding from me pull thoughts of the other night when we were at the docks. Those are the only thoughts I felt her pull, because then the memories got cloudy for me.
I don't have a clue what you're
when we were at the docks. And
No. I understand what you're referring to as far as your memory is concerned. If she's a Toreador, she's not. I don't. So the memory of the thing that you interacted with,
like that whole memory of everything that night.
Okay.
And then when she was walking away, she turned and said, "Don't worry, we'll hunt them, or we'll hunt her together."
Okay. Well, she's a Toreador. She must. I don't know. I don't have a response for that. That's not anything I've ever heard of anything happening before. I mean, I've gotten emotion. I've gotten feeling from blood, but why did you let her feed from you? Not that it's my business, really, but I mean,
I didn't have a choice. She grabbed me, and I couldn't step away.
The thing about Portia is, like, imagine the most beautiful woman you've ever seen, and then like magnify that by like 2.5 to 3.
I'm so out of character. Is this someone we've like I personally have ever interacted with?
You haven't interacted with her directly on Elysium, but you guys were in town for a couple months before you started really going out and about to kind of settle yourselves in, get a place to stay, make sure you're acknowledged, go through the rigmarole of hooking up with, Annabelle's like playthings and getting acknowledged by the prince. So you've seen Portia on the outskirts of Elysium. You haven't really seen her face to face. Like, she's never interacted with you directly. The name is barely ringing a bell. But you do remember this woman's smoldering beauty that's shown up and been kind of on the outskirts of Elysium. She doesn't really mesh with the Toreador in general. She doesn't really go to any sort of like clan discussions. Not that those really occur too much. It's pretty much Annabelle says this is what happens and the clan just goes and does it. But she's been around. You know of her name, but you definitely don't personally know her.
Okay. Well, this city is really proving to be quite bizarre. That we can be sure. Well, I mean, if you couldn't help being fed upon by this Toreador who none of us have ever interacted with, we should probably keep an open eye and make sure that we're always aware of what's happening. Although I suppose the sunny side, pardon the lack of better way of putting it, the lemons to lemonade is that apparently she must know enough about what we're dealing with that she wants to help. So I guess.
Yeah, that's true. Well, as far as I can tell.
Did you have any indicator as to why she would want to feed from you?
No, I was looking at some of the exhibits, kind of staying away from the rest of the clans, like Kate would do. And she basically grabbed me and cornered me in a room, and it just all happened. And then when the fucked up thing is when she was done, minutes it seemed had passed, and we were in a completely different room that I didn't even know we had gone to.
Well, you need to close yourself off. You certainly need to build up some emotional defenses. You seem to be very primed for things to communicate with you that could be a detriment to us in the long term. So you should, I don't know how, but try to develop some sort of emotional defense.
Also, we had a dinner date with a Toreador, or with Tremere. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I went to meet the guy who basically I was going to have teach me Aramaic, or Sumerian, the dialect that's
Akkadian.
we're looking for. Akkadian, that's right. And he belongs to Tremere, so we had to make a minor deal for the usage of Pargul, basically, as a teacher. He's not going to learn anything. I'm not bringing him here. He's not even getting anything of what's in there. I'm just having him teach me.
Okay.
In turn, I have to give her any information I come across of holy relics, anything like that, just to keep a working relation.
Okay. That sounds fantastic.
Are we ready for the Lasombra?
Get at it.
Guys, all Lemont wanted to do was take a shower first.
That's too fucking bad.
You know, if you need to shower first to make yourself feel better for this conversation, you should
I
probably
already
just
feel dirty. Just
lay it on. All right. So we go to Elysium because, you know, I said that we would, and we need to plug ourselves in and act the part and all that shit. So I get cornered by this Portia woman who then leads me over to Annabelle, who then escorts me into a room that has the fucking prince and like everybody important in it, telling me all about how glad you're here, prove yourself, do all this shit, whatever. And she marches me right up to the Lasombra. Her name's Sierra, and basically tells me that like I need to get close and develop a relationship and find out like what their agenda is and what they're up to and report it back. Sierra obviously is not stupid. She knows what's up when she meets me. I'm the low man on the pole in the clan, and now they're stiffing me. So we get to talking, and so apparently those 3 vehicles that we blew up, or that we had blown up at the behest of that fucking Malkavian, that was intended.
He wasn't with us when we were on the road when that happened.
Yeah, right. So it went off fine, apparently, but that served to delay the Lasombra from getting to their meeting with the prince at Elysium to make them look bad. So the Lasombra are all pissed off, and they want to know who the fuck is responsible for it. So what this Sierra person said to me is that if I can help them figure out who it is in exchange, you know, I could get some information like on like cults in the city and stuff, like
The cultivar.
Maybe the cultivar, or you know, like something like that. So I was thinking, we can't give them. We can't necessarily. We could, but we probably shouldn't necessarily give them the Malkavian because like he owes us boons, and so if we do anything that might take him out, then that's a asset that we lose. So I was thinking, and it would be very believable that we tell him that it was Balthazar.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Balthazar paid us a visit last night too, and fucked up my car again.
Okay.
Yeah,
He
somehow
caught
he knew
word.
what Newberry was up to. Somehow he
Right.
knew about it and knew that Newberry put us up to it. We don't know how.
It wasn't
But
somehow. He beat Newberry's ghoul, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. He
Told
went and
you
beat
that.
the shit out of some ghouls and
Yeah.
questioned them to find out what happened, and somehow gets back to us. So now Balthazar comes to us and threatens us like he's going to rat us out to Damien. We tell him to go fuck himself because he's as much of a outcast piece of shit as we are. So he's pissed off at us, like to begin with. So this might be a kill 2 birds with 1 stone sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've also already put Newberry on his tail because I brought up to Newberry that Balthazar was looking into it, and I looked into Balthazar's darker side, and that's when I kind of put together that he beat the shit out of one of some ghouls to get that info. So I kind of let it slip that he had a little bit of blood left on his knuckles when he was talking to us. So now Newberry's on Balthazar's ass also, which will hopefully help keep Balthazar away from us even further.
So my thinking is, I think Balthazar, what he wants to do is put Newberry wants to put Balthazar on ice for like a few years or whatever, just like take him out for a while. So I say we let Newberry do that, and then we offer to hang on to Balthazar, and then so he can't say anything. We can experiment a little bit with him, and then turn him over to the Lasombra.
Okay. I picked a terrible night to go to the shop, apparently. Pardon me. Also,
Hopefully, you made some good money.
what do you mean
Also.
also?
Yeah, there's more.
So,
there's more. It was a
we
busy
found
night.
some street preachers a little bit further up north. They were literally standing out on the street in blue robes, and they're preaching like hedonism and enlightenment. So we figured we were going to go check that out. We got a card and an address, and they may even validate parking for us because Preston insisted. As well as there is a blood disco that's happening. Which
I don't
know what
I
the
don't
fuck that
understand
is,
what is a blood disco.
it's something for vampires, obviously. Supposedly, you won't ever have to worry about feeding if you go to one.
Well, it's what it is. It's a hedonistic pageant to honor Lilith. It's like a blood orgy in her name, essentially. But it's not Bahari.
Okay.
So I don't know what it is, but I think it's worth checking out. And yeah, we got a business card with the address. That's some like church or something.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna let the two of you take the wheel on this, since I am definitely not going to be leading either of you into any of these things. Okay. I'm gonna go shower now.
All right.
Get all that dirt off.
So Lemont goes and takes a shower, leaves Sullivan and Preston. I'm sure you guys kind of get dressed for the night, get a change of clothes, things of that nature, while he's getting clean from his night's duties at the shop.
I'm going to go downstairs and while he's in the shower, spend that 10 minutes or so, and I'm just going to kind of meditate down by the hole. Become one with whatever might be in there. No, just try and get a closer understanding through meditation, I guess, of what that is, until I learn the language.
Right. No, definitely. You head down, use that lantern you guys leave by the staircase down. You light that, you walk inside, and the candle's kind of just shedding its glow on the inside of your ritualistic chamber that's hidden beneath the rest of the warehouse loft. You get down there and you can smell, there's that faint echo of the past sacrifices that have been here. Just a bit of stale or dried blood in the air, a little bit of coppery scent. The air down here is a little bit cooler. Obviously, it's it's cut off from the rest of the house where the normal circulation of air is. So it's a little more like musty smelling when you get down here. And as you shine the lantern over the rock on the floor where you guys have carved everything into, you can tell that the writing has changed again. You're not quite sure again because you haven't learned Akkadian yet what it says, but there's definitely, having carved those words into it yourself with your coterie mates, you are intimately familiar with every bit of scratched line into the rock. You know what every single line is connected to in terms of others. You know how it's supposed to flow. Of course, you had that one interruption when that one new word appeared that we won't say. And as you're looking down here now, the rest of it has started to change as well. Very, very different script. It's still Akkadian, still the same language, but it does not look like what you guys carved.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'll take about 10 or 15 minutes, and I'll just sit down here in the dark, dank, and just open myself up to the sounds and the feels of what's going on, so that way I can notate it and head back upstairs for the night.
Okay. So while you're down there, while Lamont's finishing up his shower upstairs and Preston's, kind of cleaning up, making sure there's no more dead rats anywhere in his sleeping area, you lose track of time. And you find yourself kind of spacing out for a minute, and then your entire consciousness feels like it's been ripped out of your body. Like you're just plunged into the abyss, essentially. And it's like you're having one of your daymares that have started popping up, but you're having it right now while you're here. You can kind of feel dimly the concrete beneath your knees as you're sitting down, but your senses are picking up something completely different in general. It's just kind of encompassing all of this. You feel yourself moving, and as you kind of like look around or feel like you don't see your basement anymore. What you see are these massive, like, gray slabbed flagstones in this massive temple. And the temple looks familiar. You've seen this temple before. You had it in another vision. And you're walking through this temple on 2 feet this time. You're no longer a swarm, one of the swarm and the flies. You're wearing these incredibly ornate, priestly robes. There's a lot of the same script that you saw around your well that's on like the robes and the vestments you're wearing. And you start walking to this massive ritual well. It's incredibly huge. It must be probably 30 feet across. And you immediately, as you walk into this room of sacrifice, your voice erupts from your throat in this ancient song. You have no idea if you could even pronounce half these vowels that are coming out of your mouth as you're saying them in this vision. But you have this feeling of confidence, and across from you, you see this person that you view as a powerful god. Like, this individual is a veritable god on the planet. He's wearing a similar set of priest vestments, much like, to you. So the vestments he's wearing are very much like the ones that you are wearing. His features seem actually oddly plain for somebody that you regard with such reverence. But you recognize this man as your sire, and you understand that you're undertaking this great working. And then the flies come. You hear the buzzing coming through that hallway, and you kind of turn to look, and then you just get this sense that something's gone wrong. There's this massive blackness that starts erupting out of the well in the temple, and encompassing the floor, and you see that face start to emerge and scream, and then you collapse. When your vision self collapses, you find yourself gasping on the edge of the well. Like, you're on your stomach, your belly's on the concrete, and you're half inside the well, staring down at that black darkness that's moving.
I will quickly move the fuck back.
Okay. You pull yourself back. You feel oddly exhausted, like tense, like all your muscles feel like they've been knotted, and you can't explain why outside from that vision.
I'll start notating it all.
Okay. You guys you come to upstairs. Lemont gets out of his shower, gets dressed. Preston's all ready to go. Make sure there's no other rats anywhere else. Nothing new has occurred. No new vermin have crept into the house. But you realize that Sullivan's been downstairs for like an hour.
I'll go down and check on him.
You head down, and you can see as you hit the top of the stairs, the light from the candle inside the ritualistic chamber. It's kind of shining out very subtly onto the floor. You head all the way down to the bottom, look inside, and he's scribbling in his notepad furiously.
Been down here a while. Everything all right?
I'll just stop, kind of look over. I had a vision. And then I woke up almost completely in the well. Like, had I gone any further in my state, I would have fallen into the well.
All right. Well, finish writing and then tell me about it.
Well, I'll just tell you about it. It was fucked up. It was almost like I was swept out seconds after I came down here to kind of commune. And it took me back to the same temple I saw in the last vision. Only it was clearer now. And as I was looking around, I saw our sire in the same robes with the same writing.
Not
like
your
everything that
sire.
we had.
Not your actual sire. It was the person who you viewed yourself as. That was whose sire it was. Wasn't your particular sire. Wasn't the guy that embraced you guys. It was somebody completely different.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's what I will convey.
Yeah.
And everyone was chanting this like, I couldn't even understand it. It was an ancient song, words and vowels that didn't make sense yet. I'm learning, but not just that, the ritual that we were conducting, something went wrong, and I heard the buzz of flies again. And as I came into the room, darkness erupted from the well and kind of flew across the ground like water, like a bursted pipe or something. And then once it touched me is when I passed out and woke up almost in the well.
You have any idea who you are in these visions? Like, from whose perspective you're seeing things?
My ideal self, maybe myself now. I don't know. I don't see myself. I see first person, not third person.
What do you make of it?
I'm not sure yet. The only thing I can think of is what's in the well now is not what was in the well before. Whether it's another old one, I don't know. It seems very malevolent, though. Like, we're doing the right thing, keeping what's in there asleep. But because of our connection and the growth, maybe this is its memory, its consciousness leaking out. Maybe we're, by trying to keep it asleep, unknowingly, we're waking it up. But I don't know, because we haven't made any sacrifices to it yet. Like, that just happened a few nights ago. We haven't even
Maybe that's
done
the problem.
anything with it. Yeah,
Maybe that's the issue.
that
Maybe that's why it was trying to pull you in. It wants or needs something.
hungry. Yeah.
Preston will notice at this point, you've been here long enough, and as he's mentioned the well and gestured towards it, the writing around the mouth of the well is different. It's the same script, different words, it's put together completely different ways. You do see that same phrase for Atal Shen here and there, but everything else is different.
Different writing. You saw that, right?
Yeah, and
Same name though.
Again, because I'm still learning the language, a lot of those words don't make sense right now. Like there's too many vowels, and there's consonants in the wrong place. It's weird. I don't know. We're not meant to know yet, I guess.
Yeah.
So upstairs, Lemont has now seen both of his roommates vanish below decks, essentially.
Okay.
No.
Well, just in case, I'm going to go over to the kitchenette area and just very quietly slide one of the butcher knives out of the block, and I'll go downstairs and see what's happening.
You pull a knife. It is as well kept as you've left it for these months you guys have had this place. You head downstairs, and you will see by the light of the candle lantern that's inside there, the two of them. Mm-hmm. Sullivan's sitting on the ground. He has been writing clearly in his open notebook that's in his lap. And Preston is standing there talking to him. And they're probably about a good, I'd say, 2 or 3 feet from the well.
Okay. I'll just stand there at like the base of the stairs for a moment, let them talk. And when I sense a brief break in the conversation, I'll just interject. What's happening, fellas? What's going on?
I had another vision when I came down.
And the writing is different.
I'll point out on the well that the writing is different than it was last night.
It's definitely different for Lemont.
Okay.
It's weird too because I don't completely understand it yet. There's consonants in the wrong spot. There's too many vowels put together in certain words. I just need a better understanding of the language.
You're not speaking it or attempting to speak it, are you?
No, not at all.
The candle and the lantern will flutter and almost go out for a brief moment. And you'll hear this chuckle from the far corner of the room where you guys are standing. When the candle flame kind of restudies itself, you see the outline, given that your senses are sharper than a normal human being's, you can see this outline in the darkness of this man wearing a very clean-cut suit, obviously dark in color, has pale features, much like yours. His face seems to be almost an amalgamation of all three of you. Various features from your faces are put together into one face, but he's got this black beard and long black hair that's kind of flowed back over his shoulders. And he kind of steps forward into just the edge of the candlelight. Well, if you want to speak it, I can help you.
Who are you?
Oh.
Just a traveler, a wanderer, you could say. But I have great gifts.
I'll slowly pull the knife out of the back of my pants. I have plenty of gifts to give too.
Oh, I would love to receive them. Unfortunately, that can't hurt me. Much like it really can't hurt you unless you're really, really determined. And though I don't doubt your conviction, I think we can come to a better arrangement.
I'll close the notebook, set it down, and I'll stand up.
Why don't we start with who you are?
Oh.
Yeah.
I suppose you can call me Vinathra. That works just fine for my purposes here.
All right, Mr. V, what are you?
Mr. V. What's and how's and all of those questions really don't serve our purpose. Unless it's what I can give you and how you can benefit from it. Like the language, for example. That tutor you are going to have is going to take quite some time to teach you the fundamentals of this, and it kind of gestures towards the language, the script on the floor. I can teach you that just like that.
For what return?
Magnificent.
Nothing you really need. Small things here and there. You know.
Example?
A life or two. Not necessarily your own. Unless you're really, really feeling the benefit of what I'm giving you. Then you can just do that. I mean, that would be fine with me. But really, I'm here because of you. And he'll just kind of give this sweeping gesture towards the three of you. You are all really kind of my responsibility now. And I need to see that you're groomed and brought up well. And you're on the right way.
Okay, I'm gonna use my heightened senses to try to determine whether or not this guy is actually even in the room, if he's tangible, or if he's a spiritual what have you and whatnot.
So you focus for a second and your senses come into hyper alertness. You hear as Sullivan and Preston kind of shift the rustling of the fabric against their bodies. You can smell more of the residue that's kind of long forgotten for all the sacrifices you guys have done down in this room. You know, that cloying scent that's just on the edge of perception normally is now up front and in your face. And you sharpen your senses and you can see this man across from you. You can just barely see through him. Like the background is just a little bit visible through the outlines of his body. He's clearly not physically here.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just I'll take the knife at that point and kind of like give it a little flip and toss it into, point first into the dirt.
Does that mean we can come to an accord? He just kind of gives us a shrug.
I don't make deals unless I know the full terms of said agreement.
See, I'm a friend of your great grandsire, something like that. I lose track of the greats sometimes, but regardless, old time family friend, big fan, and I'm here to help all of you, and the terms are very easy. When you bring sacrifices down, I get a piece of what you sacrifice. And if you feel so generous, maybe we can make other deals, and I can grant you more knowledge. All the cults in the city that you want to know about, I know where they are. I know who's running them. All the things you want to do in the city, I can make happen. It's just a matter of negotiation. Now, of course, things along those lines, those true heart desires type things you want to do, those might command a larger price. But for now, a lesson for a life.
I'll give the other two of my coterie a side glance, like.
So we bring a sacrifice down here. You get a piece of it. Just humor me for a second here. When we do, who gets the other piece?
Well, he just points to the well.
Oh, so that's not you, huh?
That? Oh, no.
That's not a manifestation of you?
I can't presume. No, I can't presume that much power. But that, and he'll just kind of gesture towards the well, that will most certainly get the lion's share, as it were. I get a small pittance.
So you're a skimmer. That's what you are.
I'm a family friend that's been doing this for generations upon generations with your line. So, in essence, yes.
Our family have varying ideas about what we do.
You have family, then you have family, you know? And I'm really on the family side of things. Allegiances come and go. They're as flighty as the weather in this city, political or otherwise. But us, we're connected. That blood in all of you, I've tasted it. It's pretty good. So I'm here as kind of think of me as a tutor. Yeah?
You're a distant relative. You've missed a lot of Christmas cards.
Yeah, I'm trying to make up for it, though. So what I'm gathering, though, is you want a freebie.
No.
I could give you one.
I don't want a freebie. So
why wouldn't you want a freebie?
Want to earn your keep. I respect that. It's good. It shows me that you don't rest on your laurels like some of your other family did.
Yeah, I just don't take flashy words of somebody who shows up in my basement at face value.
You brought me here.
How did we bring you here?
Information's not free, but you did. If you want information, then we make a deal. I'm, your buddy Lemont here, your coder-mate, your brother, your broodmate, he doesn't want anything for free. That means that, I got to stand with that. That counts for all of you. So if you want that information, I will give it to you very happily, but we have to have an exchange.
Well, I guess to put it plainly, I don't know you well enough to be comfortable with such an exchange at this point. Sorry.
I understand. That I can share for free. And you'll see his image blur as he literally streams straight towards Jeff across the ground. Jeff, let's find out what we should have you roll, because this is a new one even to me. Let's take a look here. Let me look at his sheet. This should be pretty easy and straightforward. This is a unusual circumstance. Let's have you roll your willpower.
Temporary?
Yes.
Should auto do it.
I try not to.
How'd you roll -2?
I don't even know what the fuck that was.
I mean, that's
You
just
have
that's
minus
fucking
2,
par for the course. I
minus
guess.
2
but yeah,
I just
d10.
need to put in 3. There we go. No modifiers.
Definitely
I got one
finds a way.
success.
There we go.
Okay. So you tried to stave off this being as it flows across the ground towards you. You guys see where Sullivan's standing, his body kind of does a weird glitch in reality. Like he shifts and starts moving like he's missing frames as he kind of shudders as this entity flows into him. Jeff, you feel this individual is present at rituals all over the world with your particular bloodline. Your sire has done a ritual. This guy's been present. Your grandsire did one where this man was present. Your great grandsire did something where this man was present there, skimming off the top, as Preston called it, as you guys made offerings to those that wait in exchange for knowledge.
Well, shit.
And then he walks right through you. You guys will see Vanathra walk out of the back of Sullivan and go and stand by the door. He turns around and acts like he's leaning against the door frame and just crosses his arms. So, Sully, we on the same page now? Do you know me enough now?
I think I do.
So,
Present. From what he showed me, he's been present at everything. Long before us, our sire, our grandsire, his grandsire. I'll kind of lean back. I would assume that's a little bit of a headache.
all right. Well, here's what I'm thinking, and obviously, you two feel free to disagree with me. Not that I don't trust what Sullivan was shown. Still could be a trick. So maybe we do a trial run. Maybe we make one deal.
Okay.
An agreement for one situation.
Has to be
one-
all three of you.
Well, you're certainly not going to get that.
Well, there we go.
Well,
I take nothing. I don't take. I don't make deals with mysterious spirit-like creatures that show up in my basement. I don't give two flying fucks how many members of my blood you claim to have been privy to or how many rituals you've been present for. And I don't care what he, and I'll point at Jeff, has to say about what you've showed him. He's already proven himself to be quite open to influence. So my shameful regret says, I will be making no deals with you. I make no deals with lesser demons.
You think, oh, that's fucking adorable. But I get where you're coming from, and I like your spirit. You got a good soul, kid. Tainted as though it is, I got to give you that. So I'll tell you what. It's okay. I'll be back. You guys always come around in the end.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to go have a bagel. You guys can do whatever you want
Bye-bye.
to do. As you wave,
See?
he'll walk and start stepping up the stairs.
See you around, V.
Do we really want to take the easy route? Is that what we want to do?
I couldn't even fight back.
Doesn't
Well,
really cost us anything, though.
you can fight back. You can stop writing down languages that appear randomly etched in our floor in your book. You don't
I don't
know.
write.
You don't know what you're writing. You don't know what you're reading.
I don't
know.
write what's in there.
The two of you came back and spewed something into this hole. And ever since then, things have been a little off. I'm just saying. So maybe before you start coming down here alone and gazing at foreign languages you can't read, maybe we hold off until we know exactly what we're dealing with. Because tonight, whoever that asshole is showed up unannounced, which means he's probably been here the whole time, waiting for us to say the right thing. So I'm just saying, perhaps my sire and your sire and the sire before has been sucking at his teat. I'm not prepared to do that.
All right. I don't disagree.
And I'm certainly not prepared to split our winnings. That's how we end up making deals.
True.
I'll pick up the knife off the floor and I'll take it upstairs.
Okay.
I'll go ahead upstairs as well.
You head upstairs, the two of you. Preston, you up as well? You guys hang out down here in the dark for a while.
I'm not gonna hang out by myself in the fucking dark when fucking whatever the fucks are stepping out of the shadow and trying to cut deals with us. I'll go upstairs.
You guys all head upstairs, and the smell of like toasting bread hits your nostrils. And as you step up to the main floor of the warehouse loft, you see V, as you're referring to him, leaning in the kitchen, holding a small plate. Not one of yours. You don't recognize where the fuck he got his plate from, and has a bagel on it. He's just munching on it. Oh, hey guys.
Certainly hope that didn't come from our fridge.
Down the
We
street.
don't have any food in our fridge.
We have rats. We must have food somewhere.
So, how'd the talk go? Are we in? Is it up or down?
I'll go to the
need
sink
to take
and
a shower.
wash the knife,
Okay.
wash the
All
dirt
right.
off of it, put it back in the block.
Another time. This is a bad time. Everybody's tense. You know, I get it. We'll talk again. And he literally just kind of blinks and is gone. Along with that smell. That vanishes with him. So Sullivan gets out of the shower. Lemont has cleaned off the knife. You guys pretty much are back to normal. The warehouse loft feels empty again. It feels like it's just the three of you. Outside, of course, of the potential scritching in the walls here and there that you may or may not hear as you walk around.
All right, we're hungry, yes, because I'm hungry.
Yeah. We should.
I'm good, but I'll tag along.
And my 2 cents. No, now I'm even questioning that. Never mind.
Speak your
I was
mind.
gonna
Just
say
do it in
we
English.
haven't actually made a sacrifice. Been on Chester down the stairs in probably a month. Maybe whatever's in there now, we haven't been trying to keep it asleep, which is why it's reaching out.
Well, I understand that may be completely accurate.
I'm just saying, like, whenever
There's-
we're ready.
I don't understand why you drove the meal back to where you acquired it from.
I don't know. I don't know why I did that either. Wasn't even a compulsion. It was just I didn't feel sick. Like I wanted to get rid of it until we were back. Instead of throwing up in the toilet, I threw up there because I knew it was viscera and
That's not the
brine.
meal I'm referring to, but
Which
certainly
meal?
You're a prostitute.
the one you brought me.
Oh yeah. Well,
I mean, either she goes in the well or Newberry gets her. So
that's true. Good. She could go in the well.
Certainly. Well, anyways, let's go get gussied up and go find a party.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys can get dressed up for the evening to head out, and you guys are all the same predator type, so it's really, really simple to find spots where you guys can all feed. If Preston wants to just get a little bit of a sip on, because hey, that never hurts and it feels real good anyways.
yeah, why not?
And you're always a little hungry. You just can't take that final edge off until you really, really drink.
It's kind of weird. You could potentially just drink forever.
Yeah, kind of. It is odd, but hey, the kindred body works in mysterious ways. What do you guys want to do? You just want to hit up some random nightclubs, or do you want to stake back out at Exit, which seems to be like your local feeding spot when you guys are ready to go hunting proper?
I would suggest we not go to Exit, only because there's been quite a bit of activity from us and from the others that we've been attracting to that location. I feel like
And we used the bouncer to maneuver cars that exploded shortly after they parked.
yeah, a wave of activity there might be a problem. So
I do want to bring up that car thing because you just said it again. You guys are all smart enough to realize there was no way Newberry did that just to delay them. Like it was
Right.
probably it was either ambushes or he was trying to kill them. Who the fuck knows? But it wasn't just to make them late for a meeting with the
Yeah.
prince.
Right, because there's ways to do that without exploding cars in an intersection.
Exactly.
was there like any kind of pay related to that? Because I feel like there was an important final portion of that I needed to.
Y'all got boons?
You guys got boons and you've got $3,000
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I need
and-
to.
each.
And you need to give a couple of back tattoos.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. I got to give them back tattoos. Okay, I knew there was like payment involved. I just couldn't remember from the last time.
Yeah, we each got $3,000, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
don't
guys-
care about the money, but
Yeah, you guys got $9,000 in total. So $3,000 apiece if you split it up evenly. And then minor boons, 3 of them, 1 for each of you from Newberry. And then in exchange for the bouncer getting people to come and do it for you guys, that was back tattoos. They want back pieces. Now, being as the explosions were on Tuesday, it is Wednesday evening. So, yeah, bars are going to be populated, but it's not going to be as thick pickings as it was over the weekend, obviously. So you guys can just hit up a couple different places, take your time. We can just have you guys do a couple different clubs in the area, like North Riverside, and just do some predator rolls if you want, or if you want to just scope out the scene more intently, that we can do as well. Which would you prefer?
I've been barred from decision making, so
No, absolutely not. You've been barred from reading languages you don't understand and writing down visions. No, you're fully capable of decision making. Just don't be alone.
Never be
At all.
alone.
Right. It's just like one thing happened this week while I was alone. Oh fuck.
that is usually how it begins.
Yeah. Well, I'll acquiesce to whatever they want to do. So,
I mean, I'm good. I'm not even like I could have a
I'm
nip.
cool.
But,
I'm cool with scoping like local north side bars for now, just because we're just looking for a nip. We're not looking for anything special.
Okay. So you guys just want to do like just a quick and easy in and out, grab some food, stalk somebody for like an hour or two, and then kind of move on from there?
yeah, maybe do a few, a little route,
Fair enough.
a couple of clubs here, little this, that, and the other there.
We'll definitely be keeping an eye out for that Anastasia lady, because I know from not just from the vision, because we got away, that she's probably hunting us. So.
You mean Narissa?
Yeah, Narissa. Whatever.
Yeah, she's a fun one to have looking for you, isn't she?
Oh, is that the one from the
yacht
The one you
club.
tried to stake.
yacht club? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one from the yacht club.
That's where we learned don't try and stake anyone.
Yep. Just outright kill them with machetes.
Well, if she had any sense of self-worth or value, she'd be spending more time trying to improve the value of her cult activity instead of trying to find us because she messed up. That's on her. I mean, we haven't come back to try to do anything to her, so I don't understand why she's going to come at us, but whatever.
So you guys are basically going off of the V5, hunting ground modifiers and difficulties. I'd say, River North is kind of hipster, bohemian, so it's going to be a base difficulty of 3, but you guys are feeding within your particular hunting type, so I'd make it a difficulty of 2. So go ahead and roll your hunting dice, and let's see what you guys get. See how easy the night goes and how much you are helped. Lemont got his 2. All right.
Damn.
Wow. All right. So you guys basically do like a bar hopping extravaganza. You go from a couple different pubs in the area and underground bars, because you've got the Drifter down there in River North under the was it the greenhouse, the green book, something like that. But it's like literally downstairs behind a hidden bookshelf, secret bar. You guys start hitting these places up. Now, unfortunately, it's a little early in the evening, so not a lot of people out. So as you start moving from place to place, you have to scope out a couple places till each of you find something that looks right and looks like you can safely kind of pull somebody aside, that somebody's distractible or easy to maneuver into becoming your victim for the evening. Since Sullivan, Mr. Ashcroft, gets the better of the 2 rolls, when you guys are at maybe your second or third bar, that's when you spot somebody that you can really easily kind of pull away from their friend group. He's a younger college kid, or he either works in the area in one of the startup companies that are around here. You manage to get a quick conversation with them. You kind of use your tormented look to your advantage and your mind, that you're analytical, you're a thinker. That catches his attention. And after about 20 or so minutes, you actually manage to go outside and talk. You end up outside in one of the alleyways, and you manage to sink your fangs into him. Now, it only takes a couple seconds to basically feed from this guy to get enough to slake that one hunger that's just gnawing at you. So you can get it very quickly. My question is, how do you want to let him go? Or do you want to let him go at all? Now, the alleyway still has some snow here and there. You guys are back by one of the dumpsters. You've got that steam rising from some of the manhole covers in the back. It's frigid air out in Chicago. He's chilly, but that only makes him cling to you a little bit more, especially as you start feeding from him.
I'm not going to use lingering kiss or anything like that. What I'll do is I'll just be like that. I don't want to move so fast. Come on, let's go back in. And I'll try and maneuver him back in the bar, and I'm going to steadily get him drunk over the next 15 minutes.
He holds on to you like he's trying to pull you back, like he doesn't want to go back inside. But he kind of relents because you're the stronger one in this kind of power dynamic that you have created here by feeding on him. So he lets it go. He goes in with you, and you get him drunk, and he's at the bar with his friends, and you find out they're all from this like new tech startup down the street. And they're literally all just out of college. They decided to rent one of those like, ninja office spaces where people can come in and just rent office space. And they're trying to do this tech startup in there, and you hear all about it. You don't really give a shit, but it's just what they're talking about as they're pounding drinks. And as you kind of pull back, once he gets drunk and his friends start to take care of him, you kind of step away from the bar as Lemont's kind of been looking for people in this place too, but it's kind of dried up. Mm-hmm. You see the bartender, he catches your eye. It's V. He just smiles at you while he's polishing a glass.
Okay. Fuck. I'll point him out to them. But I will get that guy's phone number because if it's a tech startup company, if it's any good, maybe I'll know where to throw some money to.
Yeah. His name is James Madison. He is with, they're calling their tech startup New U, and it's just in the River North area. But whenever you did the number, you head back to your coterie mates. You kind of point out the bartender. To you guys, the bartender it's some older dude, probably in his like mid 30s, early 40s, just polishing a glass. Looks like some just random guy.
I'll give you the pat on the shoulder after you point out the bartender, and I'll give you a little push on the back, like get the fuck out of this place. Let's go.
Yep.
So you guys hustle off to the next bar. At this point, Lemont manages to home in on somebody as well, but unlike the one with Sullivan, there's no group to pull it from. This girl is just kind of sitting by herself. Looks like she's a little upset, like she's frustrated, and that kind of catches you because that passion and that blood, which you guys have been feeding on a lot lately, that sanguine, resonance is kind of almost calling to you. And as you walk in, she catches your eye immediately. She looks at you, just kind of gives a small smile, but then just seems to go back to furiously typing something on her phone. Over the course of the evening, she is alone the entire time, like the time that you guys are here in this bar. There's maybe 15 other people in here. Looks like some regulars because they're talking with the bar staff like they know them. You guys, ghost drink a beer or two, as you guys usually do when you're out. And as you kind of make your way over, like just walking by once or twice, she's texting some company. Like it looks like she's doing like her company email while she's here at the bar, and she's just pissed off. You use your artistic ways and your general airs to get in and start talking to her. She kind of views you as a welcome distraction from what's going on. Over the course of some bullshit chit chat that you're just trying to get out of the way to get to the feeding, you find out that she has just got demoted at work, and she's just pissed off because she put in like double overtime for all this other shit that was going on for this major project at an architectural firm downtown, and she's just mad, and she just needs to let off some steam. To that, you have a great answer, and you give some suggestions, some of which she actually starts to take, has a shot or two with you, and then you guys kind of retreat into the back of the bar, a nice shadow corner where you can kiss on her arm, kiss on her hand, and just take a small bite and manage to pull from her wrist very subtly as you guys are kind of getting really close on the booth that you have stolen.
I am going to attempt to convince her that we should meet up later tonight at my place.
She seems surprised. You're not the type of guy she usually goes for, but you are very good at what you do. Clearly the kiss has had an effect, and she agrees.
Okay.
Her name is Tina. She gives you her number.
Okay.
And as you guys are having that conversation, she gets a buzz on her phone. She's like, fuck, I got to take this.
Okay. Well, I'm going to leave you to it then. I've got some other things I need to get done tonight, but I'd love to hang out if you have time.
Yeah, give me a call or send me a text, whatever works. I got to handle this right now. I'm fucking fighting for this job.
No, I understand totally.
And you will have slaked your one hunger.
Okay. Do you know, well, I'll get up and I guess we'll leave.
Okay.
But I will mention to the two of you, do you know what we really could use in our group? A trustworthy looking female.
A goal.
Anyways, it's a goal. Let's get out of here.
Yep.
You guys shuffle on out through the bar and back onto the bitter cold of the streets and the sidewalk and head your way back towards Sullivan's vehicle. Now, you will see, Lemont, when you walk towards the car, and you would have saw this when you got into it in the first place, somebody grabbed the wheel well and crushed it with their hand.
Okay.
This was before you guys got into it tonight, so this is probably what Sullivan was talking about before. He was like, yeah, Balthazar fucked up my car. Yeah, he did. That entire front fender needs to be replaced now.
Okay. Yeah, so what do we want to do about this? I'll point at the wheel well.
Frame him and get rid of him.
Well, we don't need to frame him. I mean, there is a handprint in our vehicle. So, I mean, that's not a small thing.
You mean like you want to get it fixed?
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
But I want
We have
him to
money,
pay for it.
so-
I'm not paying for it. So let me ask a question, just off the cuff. Probably not a good idea for us to try to stake him.
Right?
Yeah, that's the consensus.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, well, who do we know that can?
The La Sombra.
Okay.
Unless Newberry gets to him first.
That's true. That's true.
Well, look, I fully respect Jason Newberry. I can smell that he's a creep. And I respect that. However, I don't know if push comes to shove, a Malkavian is going to be our best bet for staking. I mean, he might
Well,
be
I
able
wasn't
to
under
run
the impression
interference.
that he was going to do it himself or anything. I think he's influential and powerful enough to where he could just have it done.
By us.
No, I think he probably knows better than that.
Well, I think we overestimate our value in this equation, but okay, fair enough. All right, well, I'm open to suggestion.
I'm gonna grab a rock and Ray,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna fucking bang it so it doesn't look like a hand that fucking squished my car.
You guys see Sullivan going like the dirty, like half ice, half slush snow along the side of the curb looking for like a rock, which he finds because there's fucking potholes in Chicago. And he comes back with this dirty, like grimy rock and just goes clang against the wheel well. And you see him like hit it once or twice to try to deform that handprint. And it's going. It's starting to work, but people are walking by, heading to the bar, like looking like, what the fuck is this guy doing? It just looks weird.
Maybe not here. Maybe we don't need to do that here. Because
Clang!
people.
Sure.
Just stop. Could you not beat the car we have to drive home in?
No. I'm just less it looks like a handprint, the better.
Clang!
Okay, fair enough. I think you're good. I think we're good.
Now just let somebody just smash the shit out of the side of the fender is what
Yeah.
what it looks like. Like this, just he's missed a couple times. You can see like dents all around that area. It just like it's pop marked with something weird hit you guys is what it looks like.
Wow.
But it definitely doesn't look like a handprint anymore. So I guess mission accomplished.
I guess the next question is, what's next, Preston?
Well, there's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot. There's the business card for those street preachers to get an idea what kind of cult type activity that is. If we want to infiltrate that.
Well, we need to be back. What time is it now?
It's probably sunset around 6 or so. So it's probably around 8:30.
Okay. Just as long as we're back by midnight, I don't think that one in there is much worth it after 1 o'clock in the morning. So sure, let's just let's go out and let's go check out a cult. It's par for the course for tonight.
And check out that address.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about when you got up. I mean, or there's I still would like to figure out, and it's probably too late to do that right now, but I need to sweet talk somebody or convince somebody in the permit office to give me information on who was able to bulldoze that area in one day. Yeah, we're up in Roscoe Village. We got the Art Institute.
Is it open this late?
Well, no, but there is Are we in the car at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I assume you guys would got in the car, yeah.
Okay.
Instead of just standing on the street having this conversation.
Yeah. There's from what we gathered, a gangrel named Lester looking after the Art Institute, and the hierarchy of the city is real concerned about it. So there's a lot of attention on it. It just may be an avenue where we could these swell guys.
Okay.
It's actually
But we have
So I'm sorry to interrupt. It's actually the AIC, the American Indigenous Center, which is across from the Arts Institute. That's where Lester's looking at, and that's where Sullivan found out those guys went missing from.
Oh, right. Okay.
The
And
janitors. They're
I have
security guards.
I have a note here about just to myself, but we have a Gangrel contact. Trina. Maybe she knows this Lester. Maybe could be an in for some information.
Certainly. Could be. Sounds
So
good.
there's a few different.
Yeah, Trina Velasco is your Bahari contact in the city. She's the Gangrel with the cult in the city. She's the on the undead side of stuff, and then you have your Touchstone, who's actually part of the cult, Mortal-wise.
Let me update that.
Yeah, that's Trina Velasco. She's a country Gangrel. She used to be with the Sabbat, but when they all went to Middle East, she said, fuck you, and she stayed. As you guys are having this discussion, Lamont's phone rings with a text message.
I'll look at the texty.
You get that unknown number again, and it says, hey, can you stop by the shop? And then it has a rose.
Okay. Quick detour before we go walk by the museum or whatever.
Sounds good.
I gotta go to the shop. So yes.
Starting that way.
Okay.
And that's where we're going to clip today's episode. Now, the Coterie, Nest, the Baali are getting ready to go meet with Royston because he has a message from the Toreador. Let's see what that's all about, and if there's going to be any sort of comeuppance for Malenkov for killing a bunch of ghouls the last game as we saw.